Member Miller, you want to go ahead?
Just a general question. Is there like a procurement committee in place for the Parliament?
There is. And there's an expectation for there to be full compliance. We have the Director of Procurement who is sitting to my left, and we also have the Senior Procurement Officer sitting directly behind her. So we do have processes in place, and we also have committees in place, and usually when matters go to that department and evaluation is conducted and the full cycle in the procurement process is generally observed.
So in this particular instance, did this purchase go through the procurement committee?
No.
So for clarity, only items above the threshold goes to the procurement committee?
And as part of the corrective measures, based on the job description of the facilities manager, he would normally report to the Director of Corporate Services, but that position is currently vacant. So he is currently reporting to the Office of the Marshal, which therefore means that there can be no recurrence of what would have transpired in acquiring the AC units, because permission or approval must be granted by the immediate supervisor, who is the marshal to the houses, and then it also comes to my desk for final approval. So on the requisition forms, 3 signatures are required.
That's a corrective measure.
Well, that has always been in place. However, it was not followed by the individual in this circumstance.
Just to clear my mind, one of those signatures would have been the clerk's signature, the final, which meant that they would have circumvented quite a few steps. As a person who the box stops with, you would have ignored those steps as well, correct?
As I indicated earlier, that whilst I had knowledge for the purchase of, I think, 3 units, because in 3 consecutive days, units went down, including my own office. And I'm aware of that. As to the other purchases, they were made, some of them, while I was on official business. I was not physically here in the jurisdiction, and therefore did not grant any approval, and neither did I see any evidence that the deputy clerk, who would have supervisor functions in my absence, made such approval either. It does not exist, and it was never brought to my attention.
The danger here, Madam Clerk, I believe this person would have been trying to solve a problem which existed and was moving quickly. But the absence of controls or adequate controls means that that person could abuse the system. That's the challenge, right? And so clearly he was buying ACs because ACs had broken down and there was a need. But when you raise the issue of your absence, it's a red flag for me, because your absence shouldn't be an issue, because somebody deputizes for you. There's a process that somebody should follow that should be signed off before somebody can commit funds on behalf of the Parliament. So the challenge is ensuring that the process is in place, that somebody doesn't go out on a frolic of his own. And I don't think he was here. He was trying to solve a problem.
But the processes are in place, Mr. Chairman.
But they weren't followed.
They weren't followed, but they are in place. And the Director of Procurement is here and can confirm same.
And these, you see, a lot of the breaches that are coming up, I think we're putting in, you're putting in place things to correct it. And I understand that, right? It's just in this case, the person could have abused that privilege. and done many other things with the resources available to him without the knowledge of the supervisors here. That's the concern.